Here we have one Lumpia Shanghai. So I'm going to dip it and just take a nice bite. Today we're going to be making Lumpia Shanghai, which is a Filipino dish of Chinese origin. So Lun basically stands for spring and Pia stands for pastry. So it's more of like a spring pastry. We make our spring pastry, our Lumpia Shanghai. The main star is your roll pastry. Also, the best one is the egg roll one, but since that was not there, we are going to make with the spring roll. So this actually can be used for so many things, even for your samosas. And also we have our meats, our fillings. Everything in here is now a filling, but we have our meat. So originally for this, I saw the main meat that they use is pork, and then they mix this with other kinds of meat. You can use pork and shrimp, but your pork has to be minced, or you can use beef. So any beef minced meat is going to work, but originally pork. So yeah, I have chicken and beef minced. I did not get pork minced because, funny story, the places I went to buy this do not mince pork because I guess not so many people want their pork minced. So mixing the meat in the grinders, then I think it's going to create some flavor and some smell. So when they use it for the other meat, then it won't work. So unfortunately, maybe I need to get my own small grinder for the house. But we're going to mix chicken and beef, which I'm sure is also going to be perfect. Then our other fillings, we're going to have an egg. So here we have 2 eggs. So one is going to be for the filling and another one is going to be the egg wash. So we need an egg wash because we need to be able to seal the edges. So I'll show you, I'm going to be making that. So the egg wash is going to also be made with water and an egg. Then we have some onions. We have mixed some white and red onion. Also green onions would work. Then of course we have our salt, our oil for frying. I have some soy sauce, I have black pepper, and I have some hot and sweet sauce that you're going to be using to enjoy this once it's ready. And then also we are going to have some flour. We are going to add some all-purpose flour so that you can just thicken the mix. So I'm sure this is very similar to a lot of the dishes we enjoy when you're in Kenya. It's sort of similar to samosa because you have to fill it, but now the history is a bit different. Also, we also have spring rolls where we have vegetable spring rolls, but it's very interesting to see that these meals are shared across different continents, just that we're calling them different names, and the history to every dish is very different. So yeah, it's very nice how cultures intertwine in that manner. So one thing about this is a dish in the Philippines, but it was originally introduced by Chinese merchants who visited Philippines. So just the way, like in Kenya, when we were talking about tea, that it was introduced by the British when they came to Kenya. So it's in most of the culture of food have a lot of rich history that dates way back. So I'll be telling you more about the history of this dish as we go along. So now I just want to, I have my kitchen scissors here and my spring roll pastry. So I just want to remove them. I have to separate them, and then we're going to mix in our fillings. And then once we do that, I'm going to store this in the fridge for about an hour. if you can do this maybe the night before and store them for even up to 24 hours, that would be great. What we're trying to do is firm them up. By putting them in the fridge, we're going to be firming them up, and then after 1 hour we're going to deep fry them. So my sheets are all separated. I enjoyed that a bit too much. I don't know why. So I'm going to just cover them. This is a clean kitchen towel. I'm just going to cover them just the way you cover your rolls when you're making chapatis. This is a process that so many of us are aware of. Then you're going to start now filling. Okay, filling. So for this, what I got is you don't need to, like the way we make filling for samosa, you have, most of us fry it first, fry the mincemeat, and then once you fry the mincemeat, then we put it in the samosa triangle. But now for this, you just do the mix, put it here, and then deep fry. Maybe you'll deep fry a bit longer, but we don't have to cook the meat first. Today our recipe is more like artwork. Everything is going in, just mixing it, so your hands have to be clean, because the best way to mix all of these things. So here I have my meat, so I'm not going to use all of it. I just wanted to make sure I mix it, so I'm not using all the meat. I'll do half. So also this meat of mine was in the fridge just a bit earlier, so I know it will be a bit cold, so pray for my hands. They're going to go through it just about now. I can use what's it called, we call it a mwiko in Kenya. So I'm still just improvising a bit to make sure it's all crushed out. My egg wash is now ready. I want to start now putting my fillings in. So I had covered the sheet, so I'm just going to open that up and put this aside, and then we can just roll them. So if you've made spring rolls, this is basically the same process. So we just need to take a sheet. You take a sheet, put it. Don't know what shape is this, guys. Is it hexagon? So I'm taking, this is my filling. It actually smells even very yummy. So I'm just going to take it and put one. This is a tablespoon and a bit. 1 tablespoon around and a little bit. Then take this part and put it that way. So I need to be careful because I don't want it sticking. So I have my brush here, which I'm going to use to brush my corners. So I'm also going to do that and do that, and then just roll it. Roll it, and that's about it. As simple as that. Put this in the fridge for around an hour, then let them just firm up, and get more structure, and then we're going to be deep frying. So I'll see you then. Here we have our spring rolls that we had already frozen in the fridge, and we've had them out for now 10 minutes. So I'm going to now add some oil, let that get hot, and then we're going to deep fry this. And as we're deep frying, I'm going to be telling you a fun fact about Lumpia Shanghai. So here I'm just going to add some oil. My pan is already hot. Yeah, that should do it. So basically, Lumpia Shanghai is some form of spring rolls with filling, which is mostly pork. But you see now that has evolved, and now that is different for different cultures. But now the evolution of the spring roll itself is very interesting. So I think the first spring roll in my research was around 260 to 420 AD. That is when the first spring roll, but then it didn't have all of these things that we have now. So it was just like sort of a thin pancake that had just flour, like just a thin pancake, and that continually just evolved, where now the filling was eggs. So it started with eggs, and then now also that evolved with time. Now the rich now started adding meat and different kinds of meat into their spring roll as a filling. So that was not just automatic. We didn't start from where we are right now. So then meat, of course, was just a delicacy for the wealthy. So it's interesting to see how different foods just come from a very, very, very different time. Yeah, so we're just going to wait for our oil to get hot, and then we're going to start deep frying. Our Lumpia Shanghai is ready, and here I have some 3 rolls. I have my hot sauce, hot and sweet, and then I have my air fried potatoes. I can't wait to try. I'm sure all of you can see how yummy this looks. Here we have one Lumpia Shanghai, so I'm going to dip it and just take a nice bite. The flavors have really blended well together. It's not hot, even though I did the black pepper and the soy sauce. It's actually manageable. So what I would change maybe is, because I love my spices, I would add more spices to this, because based on the level of spices I'm used to, this is less than that, but it's still so yummy. So for people who are just somewhere in the middle, this is just perfect. So I'll go in for one last bite. You know what, guys, so just try the recipe. For guys who've had this before, maybe you can tell us how you make it, where I needed to adjust something, what's more history that you know about this dish.